How does your faith intersect your game work?
Yeah, it's interesting. So that's a question I've been asking ever since I got into games, because when I was doing contract work for other people, it really was just about how do I operate in a way that glorifies Christ.
Mhm.
How do I work hard for my clients? How am I gracious with the people who are not gracious to me? Um, but then when it came to that realization of, oh, th- there's nobody filtering me. I can make my own thing. I started asking the questions of, yeah, how does faith come into this? Race the Sun was just a very mechanical game, and it didn't have much in the way of story. I kind of regret that we didn't hang on, or we weren't able to hang on to it for a couple more months, because there was a developing story for the game, but it made its way in a little bit. In that game, there's a uh, it's an endless runner roguelike kind of thing where you die
Mhm.
and you restart. And I'm sorry, roguelike fans, it's not a real roguelike. I just called it a roguelike. Um, but but we just realized, in chatting about it, that there's some philosophical ideas there about meaning that are pretty interesting. And so I I wrote the voice of the game, which kind of comes up just in text whenever you crash, or whenever you upgrade, and it taunts you, and it just kind of asks you, why are you doing this,
Mhm.
and if you play the game, there are some hidden messages as you play through, and some people have discovered them, and basically it's just the same thing, hidden in a few places throughout the Race Sun world. It says life has meaning. And for me, as a believer, that's where I wanted to. I realized that it's important to ask the right questions. Sometimes I think we start from this kind of foundation of theology that a lot of us have grown up with as Christians, and we
Mhm.
just dive into that. We start sharing what we understand as the gospel message, but we're kind of starting sort of on a pile of ideas that it takes sometimes it takes people a long time to get there. And one of the ones that I've been sort of obsessed with thinking about over the years is meaning, because we all operate as if life has meaning,
Mhm.
um, but uh, the implication that life has meaning should drive us to ask questions about God. But we stop short of that. We just assume that life has meaning. We never ask why. Why does life have meaning? Why do I feel such a sense of purpose, or that I should have a sense of purpose in this life? So for me, that was kind of a seed. I wanted to plant that philosophical idea of, here, we're all running this race. We're all trying to, accomplish this thing, but why? Why are we trying to do that? And the answer I wanted to say was life has meaning.